everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up with a layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict. Today I am using this great cut file called Sing Along. So it's another one of those kind of large title statement cut files. You know I love to use those. It definitely makes creating a layout super simple. I also have these 4 photos, which I will admit was a challenge to fit on the page with this massive cut file, and I had sort of cut the cut file before sort of printing my photos. I didn't necessarily know that I was going to use all 4 photos, but I do decide to keep all 4 of them on the page. Now I have dug deep into my stash for this one, and I have pulled out Maggie Holmes' Open Book. When I first started scrapping, which wasn't that long ago, this was one of my favourite collections. I had the Project Life cards, and I created most of one year, I can't remember which year, with the Project Life cards when I was still doing physical Project Life. And I loved it. I loved this collection, and I still love it. It's definitely, a bit more vintagey than what I sort of reach for now, but the colours are beautiful. Maggie Holmes' style is lovely, and I really like it. Now I have got the chipboard and the 12x12 sticker sheet, as well as some papers. So yeah, I just dug into it and used up what I could. So I have stuck my 4 photos across the top there. The photos are super cute. They're of mainly Jess and Lincoln, but there you can see Tom in the far left photo as well. And Jess had Lincoln's ukulele and was just playing a song and singing along, singing, and Lincoln was dancing, and he was having a great time. So I thought the cut file was very appropriate to document this memory. And this was, I can't remember what month this was in, but it would have been earlier in the year when we were allowed people to visit over into our house. So we haven't been allowed people into our houses for quite some time. So this is definitely earlier this year. So yeah, I managed to fit all 4 of those photos in. I am also adding the cut file, which I've popped up on foam. And then I'm going to come in and create 3 clusters. I do create 2 along the top, which they're probably a little crowded together, but I didn't want to cover any more of the photos than I already have. The photos sort of have a decent amount of detail in them. So yeah, I didn't sort of want to cover any of the photos. So there wasn't a lot of space for the clusters to go. So 2 go up the top and then 1 goes down the bottom right. And they're not big clusters. I don't have a heap of ephemera, as I said, but I did want to make a dint in this stash. So I'm just adding some bits and pieces, some layering pieces, adding in a couple of labels, and then a chipboard word to that cluster on the left hand side that says documented. I am also then creating a little cluster up in the top right here. Now the reason I'm adding the glasses is the only reason I'm adding them is Jess wears glasses. She wears glasses in these photos. So that's the only link there. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to put some glasses on the page. And then I pulled off a few layers of chipboard from this chipboard word here that says loved, which I'm going to add up the top as well. Adding that. And then I think I start working on my cluster in the bottom right, potentially. Just sort of figuring out what else I might want to include. So I've got this ampersand and, which I want to add because I actually want to add to my title. So the title ends up reading Sing Along and, which is the ampersand that I was just pulling a few layers of the chipboard off so it wasn't so bulky. So I end up adding that. Oh, did I tell you that I added that banner along the bottom as well from the chipboard sheet? And I am just layering up a few little bits and pieces down the bottom there. Then I'm going to use the little tiny alpha on the sticker sheet as well to create an additional part to my title. So it ends up reading Sing Along and Dance Your Heart Out. Just thought that was cute. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm adding the Dance Your Heart Out. I think I end up having to move these stickers. I should have started from the right hand side and sort of worked backwards because I don't think I end up having enough room, and I think I need to move them. Could have also edited this part out for you. Alas, you have to watch me stick every one of these down and now move them. So I do apologise for that. But again, this wasn't a particularly long process video. I do find those large title cut files make putting a layout together very easy. And you can still fit all your multi-photos. I know many of your multi-photo scrappers. I never used to be. I used to love the sort of single photo scrapbooking look, maybe 2 photos, but at the moment, since I've had a child and I'm taking so many photos, I've embraced multi-photo layouts for sure. And so it is never uncommon for me now to have 4 photos on a page, sometimes more. 4 usually is about my max, but I will put more on, and I know I've got a layout coming up. I don't know whether it will be up in October. I haven't made it yet. I just know it's coming up in my sort of photos to scrap, where I have like 8 photos for the one sort of day that I'm scrapping, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I think I would struggle to fit 8 photos onto a page. Maybe I could do it. I could challenge myself, but I think it would be tricky. Now, I was just thinking about what else I could add to these clusters, and I decided to add a few hearts in. I do end up wanting to do the 3 sort of hearts per cluster, and I don't have enough in the chipboard sheet or the sticker sheet to make that work. So I add on all the hearts that were left, and then I went into my stash and pulled out these puffy hearts. I think they're from Bella Boulevard, and I have orange. I just pulled out the orange and pink ones because they sort of went with the colour tones of the Maggie Holmes collection. So I'm adding those, and then as part of the cut file, there were a couple of extra music notes that were cut out. In fact, there were 3 that are sort of separate to the cut file, as in they're not attached to the sing-along part of the cut file, and I end up adding those into each of the clusters. So every cluster has an extra music note, as well as the love hearts and things like that. So I am pretty much done now. I'm just going to add in my splatters, going to cover my photos as usual so I don't get splatters on people's faces, and then I'm going to come in, and this time I'm pretty sure I'm coming in with my white Liquitex acrylic ink, and I'm also pretty sure I'm coming with the black as well. I don't use the black very often, but I mentioned to Jess, I'm pretty sure she gave me this for our Scrappy Advent Calendar. I want to say it was last year, but maybe it was the year before. And because I'd mentioned I didn't have any black mists or anything to do splatters, and she thought that was very remiss of me and got me this Liquitex acrylic ink, and I still don't use it that often, and I remembered I had it there and went, you know what, I think the black would be good. And because I use this tiny little fan brush, the splatters are very fine, and I like it. Because I had some black in the Maggie Holmes open book collection, I thought it would work well, and I think it does. So we are all finished. I will show you some close-ups in just a second, but make sure you check out the description box down below for the direct link to this cut file, plus the link to the COAPA Facebook page. Come and hang out with us. We do some fun things over there, and I think you'll have a great time. Plus, Virginia releases a free cut file every month. So come and hang out. But here are my close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.